cord around. Okay, we good? Everybody good?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
Page.
We already did the pledge, you just
Yep.
have to do roll call.
Yep. Just waiting on confirmation. You on? Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to call to order the regularly scheduled village board meeting for the 19th of February. It is now 6:37. We have already done the Pledge of Allegiance at our workshop, so we'll go right into roll call of members.
Okay. Trustee Kelm is absent. Trustee Cellier?
Here.
Trustee Truzino?
Here.
Trustee Beth?
Here.
Mayor Hallie?
Present.
Attorney Nugent?
I am present.
Okay.
Okay, we have no public hearing tonight, so we'll go right into the agenda items. Okay, winter parking. Just like to remind everybody with the cold weather coming, we restrict parking on the village streets November 1st, April 1st, overnight parking. And obviously during the day if we're having a snow issue. This is strictly safety stuff, and it gives our DPW and plow crews the ability to properly maintain our roads and streets. We're not into giving tickets. We'll always try to knock on someone's door, but if you could be cognizant that if you're not supposed to be on the street, during this time of year. Okay, real property tax law, section 466. It was brought to our attention there is probably a situation in this local law which gives firefighters and ambulance corps members the ability to save a little on their village taxes. There are certain requirements that have to be met. They have to earn 50 credits per year with their agency, etc. The only thing that wasn't addressed when the law was written was if someone puts in many, many years and they are retired, they're still affiliated. We'll use the ambulance corps. They're affiliated with the ambulance corps. They're a life member, but because of age, health, or whatever, they've retired from active service. The way the law is written right now, we still require them to perform 50 credits of service, which obviously defeats the purpose of retiring. So this was brought to our attention last month. I've discussed it a little bit, one-on-one with everybody, and we will, another thing for Brian, we're going to look at this law, see how we can adequately improve it, so the people who served our community for many, many, many years can continue getting the credit that we feel that they deserve. Correspondence, everyone has correspondence, you've read it. Most of it is building permit renewals and water meter situations. If anybody has any questions, we can discuss that when we bring it up under resolution. Visiting elected officials, Floyd D'Angelo, Town Council.
I don't know if you're aware, but the Orange County, last year they gave us 30 grand, this year they've given us 40.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
More money we have for the lake.
Yes, I'd like to thank Floyd for attending. We went up to an Orange County legislative meeting. The Lake Commission, Dale, I always screw up her last name, did an absolutely wonderful job. We've been typically getting 30, like Floyd said. They upped it 25% to 40, which was a nice hit. And they also gave us $70,000, I think it was $70,000
$1,000
for two projects. And what that money is going to be done is going to, whenever you look for grants, if you look for $1 million grant, you have to have statistical data. You have to do a lot of legwork. That costs money. Sometimes you can't apply for the grant because you don't have the money to do the backup to get the grant. So it's like you're chasing a tail. So that 70,000 is earmarked for that. So I'm looking forward to what we can accomplish with that. And again, thanks for everybody that took the time that day to help us with that. Okay, reports of boards and department heads. I'm going to go right into DPW. Bill Rowe.
How we doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Had a couple storms this month. We've had trucks out every morning, used most every morning for ice. Picked up trees. We've done it. We're just doing, maintaining the trucks. They all have to be washed out after every storm.
Yep.
We're hauling material over right after every storm.
Right.
So
Now I see you guys out there with the hose and everything. That's it.
we got to do it after every storm.
Yeah, yeah,
It takes time.
yeah.
And had a brush crew out today, so we're cutting some brush on the road. So we're busy.
And I appreciate your quick response to all these little water main things that not water
We had a
mains.
couple water-
We've had a lot of little water problems. Well, listen, it's cold, it's winter.
Just aggravating.
Yeah, it's aggravating. You're trying to dig, you're trying to find.
Trying to find them.
Yeah, trying to find them is hard.
Yeah. So.
But I appreciate you guys that are out there whenever necessary. So goes with the territory. But
That's why we're there.
okay, that's exactly. Anyway, thanks a lot, Bill.
Yep, thanks.
Okay. Parks, Brendan.
In the past month, we have completed several key tasks. We emptied all outdoor garbage receptacles and cleared all village properties of snow, repaired the lock at the PD, and assisted the water department with shutoffs and repairs. We also maintained temporary heat at the water plant to ensure a safe environment. We've also successfully installed the ice rinks and would like to propose bringing maybe 1 or 2 light towers down for a Friday night skate night. And we're just looking to move forward with that. If you
Yeah,
guys are
no,
interested.
John,
We'll
John and
discuss
Matt.
that further
Yeah,
to
John
pick
and
out
Matt will.
some
They're
date
gonna
times and
take
stuff,
that.
yeah. They're freezing pretty good.
Yeah, and
Almost
next
2
week
inches
looks
of
like.
ice.
I was going to call you up. It was
Yeah.
2 inches.
About
Okay.
2 inches, so hopefully by the end of the week.
Okay.
But the weekend looks warm.
Right.
So.
I also want to thank you, Brendan. For those who don't know, water operator Phil had a couple of health issues. He's doing fine, but he was down and out for a little bit. And Brendan, always there to take care of whatever we need. I appreciate all that good
we're here
stuff.
for.
I know, but sometimes it's just
Yeah.
the thank you goes a long way.
Brendan,
all
can
I
you let us know when the ice hits about 4 inches on the
Yeah,
roads?
yeah, I'll let you know when they're ready. They're caution taped off right now, so hopefully people stay off them. In the past, people have damaged the liner because they can't help themselves.
Well, they don't know either.
Yeah, so it's all.
Well, he has a caution tape. So.
yeah,
yeah,
well,
now-
they
yeah,
have
it's
them
kind of
before.
obvious.
Last year, a sign got driven through one of them.
Yeah, that was done on purpose.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
just to give you a liner costs $1,500,
Yeah.
and we buy a new one every year.
This year they're on the basketball court, so
Yeah,
it's
so
under camera surveillance. So
Yeah. So hopefully,
that'll help.
You heard that, right, Chief?
Hopefully that'll help.
okay. Thank you, Brendan.
Have a good night.
Thank
Yep.
you too.
Take care, Brendan.
Police, Chief Adam. And Adam, you can go into your little thing now if you'd like.
I'll probably go into that once we hit that point.
Okay. Okay, whatever you
You
come
don't mind
with.
if I stand here, do you?
Yes.
That's where the podium is going to be, Adam.
Yeah.
So this month's report being January of the new year, I just want to review a few things from last year that we've accomplished and what we plan to do moving into the future, along with reporting on our statistics for December of 2024. So for December, our department statistics, we handled 1,269 total blotter reports. We made 393 traffic stops. 187 traffic summonses were issued. 5 motor vehicle accidents were handled. 6 parking summonses issued. 37 welfare assist citizen checks. 31 medical aided calls handled, and 5 arrests were executed. We had 0 use of force incidents for the month of 2024. Our average response times for the month of 2024 was 4 minutes. This does align with our departmental goals. However, we are striving to enhance those stats month over month. Personnel changes, FTO completions, new hires and personnel updates. Ava Smith, part-time police officer, she successfully completed her field training. Ryan Warden, part-time police officer, currently undergoing field training. Daniel Strisco as a tentative part-time police officer pending successful completion of background investigation and final interview with the village board. Rehires, Patrick Duggan, worked here for 20-plus years, had resigned to finalize pension and social security numbers and would like to come back and work seasonally, so we'd like to bring him back at a rate of $32.46 an hour where he left. We have no retirements, resignations, or terminations. In 2024, we had updated the following policies to remain in compliance with New York State accreditation standards: domestic violence, tactical response unit, portable audio-video recorders, and body-worn cameras. For community engagement, upcoming initiatives, and goals for 2025, we intend on enhancing our support to the senior population in our community. We plan to accomplish this in part by hosting 2 senior luncheons paired with educational programs to promote social interactions. The workshops will educate seniors about common scams and how to protect themselves, while resources on home securities will help them feel safe in their homes. We will also emphasize personal safety practices, providing materials on emergency preparedness and safe transportation options. We will create a local guide ensuring seniors have easy access to health services and community support. The goal is to improve the quality of life for our seniors. Training and collaborative efforts in 2025, we will continue to collaborate with all our local, county, state, and federal partners. We will work to enhance the frequency of training together for seamless execution of any and all emergency situations or incidents that may occur. Some programs and services that we offer down at the police department, we've offered for a while. I think it's important that annually we relay this information to the board and to the public. Child passenger safety, car seat installs and inspections. We have 2 New York State certified car seat technicians on staff. Car Fit, a program designed for our senior population to keep our seniors driving safer and longer. We have 2 New York State certified instructors, technicians on staff. New York State Boater Safety Course, program designed to educate individuals about safe boating practices and the responsibilities that come with operating a watercraft. We have 3 New York State certified instructors on staff. The Yellow Dot program, a voluntary initiative to help emergency responders quickly assess important medical information in the event of a car accident. Participants place a yellow dot sticker on the driver's side window of their vehicle, which indicates to first responders that pertinent medical information is inside the glove box. Along with the medical conditions, it will also list medications, allergies, and emergency contact information. The Are You OK program. It's a program we offer to our senior population for phone call checks to ensure their well-being. The applicant decides how often and when they want to receive phone calls, and we check in on them. If no answer, we send a patrolman to their residence to check up on them. Hope Not Handcuffs. This is a program we offer that's aimed to support and assist individuals who struggle with substance abuse. Instead of facing arrest, those that need help can get it from our police department. The program emphasizes compassion and understanding, focusing on recovery rather than punishment. The program seeks to reduce stigma, promote recovery, and improve public health outcomes. Residential property checks. We provide short-term property checks of resident homes, maximum length of 1 month. Youth events, Easter egg hunt, bicycle rodeo, fishing derby, Halloween safety, all of which are sponsored by our Police Benevolent Association. In 2024, we secured a DCJS JAG live scan grant. We were awarded $1,322.30 to update our live scan equipment. We were awarded $22,665 through DASNY for new scuba diving equipment for 3 of our rapid response search and recovery divers. New York State Department of Parks and Recreation. We are awarded 50% reimbursement annually for the cost of associated marine patrols. New York State Law Enforcement Tech Grant. We were awarded $200,000 to increase technological infrastructure throughout the village and update antiquated tech and patrol vehicle equipment. With that grant right there is the one that the mayor was referring to before. We are contracting or hoping to contract with a company called Verkada, who produces the cameras. Also with Gridless, they install the cameras. They're a reseller of Verkada. Essentially, where these cameras are going to be located is on critical infrastructure, municipal buildings, parks, DPW, water department. Plus, they're going to be replacing a lot of cameras throughout the village that we've had for years that no longer work. There are also going to be a couple placed at major intersections in the village, along with all ingress and egress points. There will be LPR readers for people coming and going from our village. Any questions on that? It's going to cost about $114,300 and change.
Which is-
and they're on state contract, yes.
Which
Gridless is on state contract,
and
so we
the-
don't have to worry about any procurement policy.
And the 114 is part of them.
The 114 is part of the grant, correct?
The LPR, in case you don't know, is license plate reader.
Yes.
Some people might not.
I don't want to say exactly where all of them are going
Figure it out.
in a public meeting, but they are replacing current ones that we have, and then we're also updating certain critical infrastructure to be monitored. DCJS BJA equipment grant, that's pending for 2025. We applied for $400,000 for new patrol vehicles and a new patrol vessel. We haven't received a response yet, and we will continue to follow up with that until a decision is rendered. No budget transfers this meeting, though next meeting there will probably be a few. Budget updates. We are currently on track and projected to complete our fiscal year expenditures slightly below our allocated budget. 2 large-scale incidents occurred which required copious, unbudgeted personal service costs. However, temporary collective bargaining unit concessions were agreed upon and adjustments were made in an effort to stay fiscally on target. I would like to recognize and thank all members of our police department's collective bargaining units for continuing to put our community and our residents' safety and well-being before their own personal interests. That's the end of my report, though I heard you were talking before about Optimum. I did a little more digging on that, and if we can locate a franchise agreement that we have with them, you have it? If it states in there anything about municipal buildings,
Okay.
then we could also be eligible for a reimbursement.
Call me tomorrow.
And that is the end of my report. Any questions?
I'd like to say that coming a little under the budget with the fires that we went through in November, with such unexpected overtime that was utilized, you're to be commended for keeping like that. So, thank you for your hard work in that. It's it's tough. We have 4 full-time police officers. How many part-time is 19, 20 something, 20?
21.
So that's a lot of people to manage. It's a lot of juggling.
And then we also have dispatch.
and
We had dispatch in. We outsource A-line dispatch.
Right, correct.
But we were holding them over through these fires because we knew there would be a lot of calls from the community. So there were a lot of hours that weren't budgeted for that. Again, if it wasn't
Right.
for our collective bargaining units and the personnel that are in those and the type of personalities they have and them caring so much for the village, would have been very hard
keep
for
it,
us to
yeah.
keep us under budget. But they all love the village, they buy in, they love their job, so we were able to make some adjustments in order to keep those figures low. And again, we're targeted. We're projecting to come in on.
And again, that $200,000 tech grant
Helpful.
obviously is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to bring our system of protecting us
Yeah.
to the next century.
And there's other things
And
that
thanks,
we're-
Sean, dispatcher, full-time dispatcher, Shauna. I have a hard time pronouncing her last name, so I won't. Swedgy. Thank her. Well, I think she was an integral part in writing this grant, and she does good work.
She does great work.
So,
She
please
loves
pass
it.
that
She
on.
loves her job. She does a really good job. Couple other things that were in that law enforcement tech grant as well that we were able to secure was body worn cameras, the server to go along with the body worn cameras, all new mobile data terminals and laptops for the cars.
It truly helped. I mean,
Some cell
really,
phones
really
for
helped, yeah.
so we could tether the vehicle computers to data, but we can also monitor these cameras through an app system on the phones while we're out. If we we can look at it as we're out. So there's a lot of good things that came with it. This seems to be the future. So we want to make sure that we're staying technologically ahead of everybody else, not just with them, ahead of them.
Thank you. Anything else? Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Water, Phil isn't here tonight, but I did touch base a little earlier. The water plant, the refurbishing, it's taken a while, but we feel we're very close. Delaware Engineering has submitted plans to the Department of Health. Once they sign off on them, which we feel that's not going to be an issue, then we can truly start making the much needed improvements to the water plant. Phil Landrew has done an excellent job in keeping us up and running. Because it is old, the infrastructure's old, so we can't start this soon enough, and the engineers know this, they know my feeling and our feeling. So, the proverbial light is at the end of the tunnel, hopefully, with that. Let's see, Trustee Kelman's not here. Trustee reports, Trustee Selye.
Thank you, Mayor. Brief report tonight from me. I'll start with the Chamber. The Chamber, they have scheduled their cabin fever, which they've done over the years, for January 28th, to be held at the Ice House. This is the Ice House is down closer to the castle down there in that part of the village, a part of the town rather, and the board will be getting an invitation to that as well, the January 28th date. They also are starting to lay out their initiatives for 2025, and they're going to continue to sort of look at, they had a real success with the social media event that they did in 2024, and they'll be looking at other sort of events along those lines in 2025 to really to offer to members as well. A few things that they're tossing around, nothing firmed up, but that's part of their plans for 2025. The other update I have is just sort of to remind folks that the library is going to continue with their winter hours, closing at 8 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Selye. Trustee Trezino.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Greenwood Lake. The building department reports that there was one planning and zoning board of appeals. They met once in December regarding a project on Starlight Lane, which received a conditional approval that night. The next meeting is scheduled for January 28th. Fee totals for December were $5,191. There were 14 new permits, 4 complaints that were investigated, and 2 violations issued for that month. In public safety, I reached out to representatives of our emergency services regarding monthly reporting activity. The Greenwood Lake Ambulance Corps reported that for the month of December, they handled a total of 55 calls, no issues reported. No information was provided by the Greenwood Lake Fire Department for December, but no issues were reported. Last, with public safety, the winter season is here and people are enjoying outside activities. Please use caution and common sense when skating or walking on the frozen lake. Do not go on the ice if it is less than 3 inches thick. For your own safety, it's best to skate with others and not alone in case of an accident or a fall through. Remember to dress for the weather and have what you need for any eventuality. Ice fishers are reminded not to drill holes in areas that are obviously being used by skaters. This can lead to injuries to newer skaters, especially our children. Lastly, snowmobile and ATV riders should avoid ruining areas which are obviously being used by skaters. Families and enthusiasts should also have the opportunity to utilize the ice without having tracks marring the rinks and making it impossible to skate safely. Whether you are residents or visitors, any riders on the lake should be operating lawfully, courteously, and safely when on our lake, which is shared by us all. Any unsafe or nuisance operation will be dealt with by our police department, who will prosecute any corresponding violations of the law. Thank you. End of report.
Thank you, Trustee Trezino. Trustee Vett.
Thank you, Mayor. One thing I'd like to mention now on the lake, it is now 2025, so anybody who's operating a motorized boat needs to be, they have to have their boater safety course.
No age.
There's no age.
Everybody.
The age is gone.
Right.
The age grandfathering is gone. And the last thing is, the Lake Commission has moved their meetings now. Guys are on what? The third Tuesday instead of the third Wednesday.
Oh, so we can go.
Yeah. And, I guess I'll mention it now with one of the resolutions that's coming up. It's very important that we consider the grant team that we're gonna be with the intermunicipality agreement for the lake. New York State is different than New Jersey. In New Jersey, the Lake Commission can do all the legwork and apply for a grant. In New York, that's not the case. They're not a nonprofit organization and they're not a municipality. So anything that they would want to go to get grant money for, we would have to do it for them. So that's why that grant writing team
Right.
is going to be a big key
Yeah.
to helping that for the lake. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, trustee. That attorney report, Brian, anything?
No, just one thing, just so you know, last week the legislation, if you remember the golf cart legislation.
Yes.
Was reintroduced, for the 25 session.
Oh, okay.
And went to the local government committee, so.
Oh, okay.
Back in action.
In the assembly, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, thank you. I didn't get any on that, thank you. Clerk's report. Clerk Holder.
Any outstanding water bills need to be paid by February 14th, or they will be levied onto taxes. We have posted about the upcoming election. There are 3 seats available, mayor for a 2-year term and 2 trustee seats for a 2-year term. There is a page on elections on our website. You can go there, anybody that's interested in running or anything else, and all the information is out there. Anything else, Hal? Nope. Otherwise, we're here to help you, still notarizing a bunch on a weekly basis, so, you guys can come in and whenever you want. I know a lot of people right now are redoing their, retirements and have to prove that they're still alive for their retirements, so we do a lot of notarizing for that, so feel free to come on in. End of my report.
Okay. Just a couple of quick, 2 or 3 quick things. Reiterate, election March 18th. As far as going with Adam was talking, the chief of police was talking about regarding salaries. We are in contact with FEMA. Had a meeting with New York State Homeland Security about a month ago. Kathleen and I were up there. Our expenses from the fire basically comes down to the police costs. We ordered water, a tanker truck of water. I forget, maybe 1 or 2 fuel for some cars or some trucks. So we're submitting through FEMA. Again, we're optimistic that we will get reimbursed.
But it takes a really long time.
It takes a long time. It's FEMA's first word is federal.
Yeah.
So you know it's not going to be fast.
But
But
we
hey,
might not see it this fiscal year.
we'll take the reimbursement whenever they want to give it to us. We've already spent it. Can't do anything about that. So, but we're on top of it. Going on what the chief was saying about senior luncheons that they're going to do. Just like to remind everybody that our senior senator, the Greenwood Lake Elks, received the grant. They provide lunch, a monthly luncheon for the seniors at the Elks. It goes over great. It's well attended, anywhere from 30 to 50 people. So if you're a senior and you'd like to participate, just go down to the center and you can sign up with Colleen Riley. And the dates are announced. They're typically once a month. Okay, that's that. Okay,
Yes, Brian, what's going on with, no,
good.
yeah, forget.
Okay, old business, comprehensive plan. Comprehensive plan, we had one, years ago, never ratified anything. We are we should be conducting another one, and we are. My intentions were to formulate this committee by November, but again, going back to the fires, obviously, everything was put on the back shelf. We have a planner does planning for a living. Bonnie, I can't remember her last name. So she's going to be chairing this committee, which we will start on February 10th. I have not made any notifications to anybody yet. Some people have expressed interest. Other people I've spoken to, those notifications will be going out, if not this week, early next week, to those who are going to be on it. So this planning committee is just, it's going to be exactly what it is. Where does Greenwood Lake want to be in 20, 25 years? Where do we see us infrastructure-wise, community-wise, lake-wise, et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to be up and running. The water plant, spoke a little bit about it earlier. DOH, we're waiting for approvals so we can start our long-awaited refurbishing of it. The equipment in there is old. The building is old. The weather beats it up. It's a metal building. You have rust. You have water. Oxidation. There's a lot of stuff goes on down there, and it's in desperate need to be refurbished. We're hoping that comes to happen early June. As soon as DOH will sign off on it, we're going to start that project. Borings, again, water. Right now we rely on wells to get our municipal water. Delaware Engineering feels that the north arm of the lake, across from the fire department, Legion, underground springs, they feel that if what they think might be underneath that ground comes to fruition, we could have a lot of water for many, many, many years. The only way we're going to find out is by doing some test borings. They were scheduled to be done again in October, early November. And right before the fires, if you remember, what caused the fires was a drought. We had 7 weeks of no rain. The lake lowered to at least a foot, which prevented the company from bringing their barge in with a big drill on it from performing this task. So we had to put it off till the spring. So it's going to happen early spring, and we'll let you know then. So we're out. Again, I hate to keep on saying cautiously optimistic, but that's really the best word I got for this. So we're looking for a different water source. We rely on wells, but if something like this can pay off, it could put us in a different setup as far as municipal water. Lake treatment, working with Matt, Lake Commission, our Lake Commission representative Jim Martin, is a big advocate on the lake, the weeds, the invasive species. We're trying to remedy it. We don't want to lose that north arm, because once you lose it forever. The DEC calls it a swamp, then it's a swamp. We're trying to prevent that. You prevent that with treatment, herbicides, maintenance, weed harvesters. We received a grant from Senator Skoufis last year, $137,000, I believe the number is. We are purchasing a smaller weed harvester in addition to the two that we currently have agreements with West Milford to use. This will be solely ours. It's going to be small enough where we can navigate the arms of the lake, get into tight spots, which these large ones, if you see how big they are, prevented that. So we have a plan in place where we've spoken with the company, Tigris. They're in a process right now of writing up our permit applications that have to go to DEC and other agencies. So we're ahead of everything by early spring. We like to treat the lake late April, early May, or let's call it early May to mid-May. I think Mother's Day was the date that the company likes to get everything in there. So you have to understand, for this type of herbicides we use, you do need some weed growth, which now gives this company the ability, when they spray, that it clings to something. You just don't, with the chemicals or the herbicides that we use, you just don't pour them in. it's done strategically. They come out, they survey it, and the guy who's been doing it's been doing it for a couple of years, so he kind of knows the hot spots. So that's going to be happening. That's the lake treatment. Fireworks, new business. Fireworks. We have bids out to three firework companies. The one last year ended up doing a fine job, but because of the price of these fireworks, they're above our procurement. We have to abide by our procurement policies, so we have to go out to bid. And Kathleen sent out not bid, but we have to get prices from at least 3 different places. So we're waiting for them to get returned to us before we make the decision. But we do have to act sooner rather than later because, you have to book these things five months in advance. Water meters. The water meters that we currently have in our homes are not at, but they're getting close to their lifespan expectancy, 20 plus years, obviously based on usage. They'll start deteriorating. Also, we need to upgrade our software in order for us to read the meters. Now it's done semi-manually. A water operator has to drive around, with a laptop, and the usage gets sent to the computer and whatnot. We're in talks, very very early talks with a company that produces new meters and also the software that will come with them, which we won't have to drive around anymore. Everything will be 4 times a day. A reading will be sent to the cloud, and we're able to check anytime, day or night, water usage. We can set parameters for leaks. If someone typically uses, let's just say, 500 gallons a day, and now they start using 1,000 gallons a day, we can get a notification, and it'll prevent homeowners from having to come back from a 2-month vacation somewhere and not realizing they had a leak in the basement from, number one, paying for it, and we can nip it in the bud to help them prevent any damage to their homes. It's something that almost has to happen because the old systems are outdated now and they're not going to be useful within almost today. I mean, we're hoping to get one more billing cycle the old-fashioned way. So this is something that's going to have to happen down the line. The weeds I spoke about, the permitting process has started. Beach, obviously we open up Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend. Look for on our website, and we'll speak about it here on our message board regarding beach passes. We do have the early bird special, so to speak. If you get them by mid-May, I think's the date we're using, mid-May, if you purchase them by then at a little bit of a discount, and anything after that will be, let's call it, full price. We will post the different prices. If you're going to use the beach, it definitely pays to get it early. So just be cognizant that's going to be coming out a couple of weeks from now, usually early February. We're also going to have a resolution tonight. We have to put out our sanitation refuse pickup with IWS. That contract is due, so we're putting out that for proposals. Also, our 3-year contract with the DPW of Warwick has ended. We have a resolution tonight to recontinue that for 3 more years. Also, a grant IMA, an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Warwick. The town of Warwick has brought on a firm, consulting firm, for lack of a better word, to write grants. It's $48,000 a year, I believe, is what the town is paying. They offered the 3 villages within the town the ability to piggyback them for a tune of $5,000 each village to fully participate, no holes barred, no questions asked, to be involved with it. So that's a resolution for tonight. If it passes tonight, within a week, we will have a representative from this grant company come to us, tell us how it works, what their, the way it was explained to me by the supervisor was, we give them what we're looking to spend money on, big, small, in the middle. They research the grants, they look for the grants, they find the grants. They'll come back to us and saying, is this something that you want to try for? We give them the approval. We give them whatever statistical data they're going to need in order to write the grant. And then we just wait for the grant to come back. So it's like one-stop shopping with a grant writing company. And we wouldn't be able to really to afford it ourselves, but with the town doing what they're doing and getting a little piece from each village, it really makes sense to at least try it for a year. I mean, I think if, like Adam got, the chief of police got a $200,000 grant, just by his personnel looking at stuff. Now, if we have an advocate for us constantly looking, it can only help us. So I'm a big advocate of that. Kane Road property, there's a little, I think it's less than a half an acre of land over by Kane and Random Road. It's basically in wetlands. It's owned by a family for many, many years. They were looking to sell it. It didn't make sense for us to buy it. They decided that, the elderly parents don't need it anymore. So they want to donate it to the village. The taxes on it are less than $400 a year, so it wouldn't be a big hit to us. So, how much?
$289.84.
So there you go. It's less than three. $289.84. It's basically, I think they probably bought it many years ago, hoping that they can do something with it, and the location of it really doesn't help anybody. It wouldn't hurt us because we have we have two wells there. We have a caisson well, so we'll take it. But we'll talk to the attorney, and there's no rush on this, and this just kind of came up, so I think we're all in agreement. It probably makes sense just to take it, but we'll discuss that. We're not going to take any action on that tonight. EV charging station is another thing. We get solicited all the time by businesses. EV charging station being one of them. But now it's time to kind of make sense. People buying electric vehicles. Not that we're going to be a provider of electric vehicles charging, but as a municipality, it might not be a bad idea to have 2, 3 on village property at some point in time. This could be something grant. This could be, this it ties right into all that stuff. So it's something that we're going to actively research and look at. EVs are here. Village board meeting date, due to the village elections, we're changing March's meeting from the 19th of March to March 12th. We'll make a resolution for that later on. That's strictly the clerks, on top of dealing with all the election stuff. They have to get to Goshen. It'd be difficult to prep for a meeting the same day. So we're going to move the meeting up a week. So March 12th will be the next meeting. Self-guided history trail, that was a Centennial Committee thing. They put up, I forget exactly how many, 20, 25-ish historical markers throughout the village. And you basically, you go to the library, you can get a map. I think it's a nominal fee of $5 just so they can just pay for the printing. And it's a 2.7 mile loop around the village, starting at the beach, ending up in the middle of the village. I haven't seen every historical marker yet, but I'm sure they did a good job. I'm going to wait till it gets a tad warmer before I walk that 2.7 miles. But it's up and running. They did a lovely job. You see it, you can read about the house, the building, the structure, the beach, Chapel Island, and stuff like that. So that's up and running. Again, I think it comes down to the whole Centennial Committee, of which Nancy Clifford and her husband Jim kind of spearheaded this part of it, and they did a great job, as I'm told. Skating rink, Brendan, we did put up a skating rink at the village basketball courts for use. Obviously, they've only been up a couple of days. We had to wait on a liner. We're supposed to be getting some freezing weather in the next week, and hopefully that'll come up and running. We're also looking to do a Friday night light thing. We'll get a couple of light bars down there. Like Trustee Trezino said, some people might not be comfortable taking their little children on the lake for whatever reason. This will give them a safe, obviously safe spot, to learn to skate. And anybody can use it, but I mean, so I can see where younger kids might take advantage of it, if they're a little nervous of going on the lake. We will post once this comes to task. This just kind of idea started today, so just give us a couple of days to brainstorm it, and I'm sure these guys, Trezino and Matt Vett here, will spearhead some nice things down there. DPW building, we unfortunately had to replace the furnace in the DPW building. Obviously, that's where we keep the DPW trucks, school bus garage, that whole structure. So we're going to pass a resolution tonight to fund that, no more than $25,000. We also have some gas meter issues there we're looking at. So, our infrastructure, like everybody's, like your home gets older, buildings gets older, infrastructure changes. So we just we gotta keep up with it, just like everything. Optimum, we also, we're looking at, we had modems down at the beach that weren't necessary anymore. So we're in the process of, inventorying all our Optimum equipment throughout the village, deciding what's pertinent, what's not, what needs to stay, what can go. So we're just trying to streamline that bill, but like everybody else, it's a hefty bill.
Also, we got rid of copper lines that we weren't using anymore.
Exactly, copper lines. We had copper lines that we were paying, whatever we're paying for them. It was just, even if it's a little thing, but if you have 10 of them, and it didn't make sense anymore, we're trying to modernize everything we have, and look to the future. I'm a big advocate of the past is the past, but we got to move on. So, and moving on is sometimes costs you a couple of dollars, but you have to have it in the long run. It's gonna pay for itself. Anything else on the new business? Anybody have any questions? Anything all good? Okay, events, Teen Center, scheduled Tuesday nights, located at the Community Center, 51 Waterstone Road, between the hours 4 and 6. For the 2nd and 5th graders, 6 to 8 for 6th to 8th graders. Zoning Board meets, one was last night. They meet the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month, located downstairs, Village Hall, 18 Church Street at 7:30. If you're inclined to attend them, those are the dates, 2nd and 4th. The only thing that usually would happen if there are no applicants, it'll be canceled, and we will put a notification on our website or
And on our Facebook.
and our Facebook page and stuff like that. Privilege of the floor. Any item? Anyone want to say anything on the privilege of the floor? So if you come up and just use this mic if you could, and give us your name and address, please.
Hello. Lisa Milano, 14 Murray Road. I just want to second what Trustee Cellier was mentioning about the Chamber of Commerce winter soiree. I'm the Vice President of the Chamber, and I just want to say it is an open invitation. There's a small fee if you're not currently a member, but it's just a nice event to mingle with local business owners and maybe toss out some of your own input about what you're feeling, what could be beneficial around town.
Great. Thank you. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Anybody else on the privilege of the floor? Yes.
Jean Marin, 5 Brook Court. Is the comprehensive plan meeting open to the public?
Yes. Everything
Where will that be?
we're trying to figure out the exact number of people on it. I want to say probably down at 18 Church Street, Village Hall. If not, it might move to the Senior Center, but that will be publicized well before it. I just got to put together all the, the nuances, and then once that happens on the 10th, then they'll come collaboratively as a group and figure out how often they want to meet, when they want to meet, and where. But I'm leaning towards probably downstairs at 18 Church Street, but it could go to the senior center depending on the numbers, though. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Chief.
I just want to add voter safety course. We will be giving a ton of those prior to the voting season.
Right.
So
And we will advertise it also, but everyone has to have it now.
yeah, so we'll make sure we get some dates together. We'll schedule them, and then we'll get it over to Village Hall. We'll get it out to the community. We'll mention it at the next meeting as well.
Yeah, because I think we'll be inundated when people don't realize it,
I agree.
and then come May.
People were asking in November.
Yeah,
We set one up in November. We only had 2 people of interest.
yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
getting to that point.
Well, we're trying to,
Thank you.
and I'm going to make sure that a board, a variable message board, I will actually, Holly, column for tomorrow. Yeah, so I will talk it up in the weekly column that I generate. So we'll do the best we can and get the word out that they're going to have it.
Perfect. I was also just notified as I was sitting here, Greenwood Lake Little League opening day, April 12th.
Okay,
Parade steps off at 9 a.m. Expect some congestion on Windermere Avenue, but then they'll roll into their opening day ceremonies.
Okay.
Out of Lions Field.
okay.
Beautiful to talk about warm weather events.
Well, we,
Oh, and
we owe.
And before I call on you, one sec, I also want to mention, I spoke with a police officer earlier. The town of Warwick, recreation, not school, they're starting a lacrosse league, K through 12. They just came up with this yesterday or today. So he just grabbed me real quick, so I said I will mention it. He's going to send me a link that we'll put out also. So Greenwood Lake children, anybody on this side of the mountain that wants to play lacrosse will be able to play lacrosse in Warwick. I don't have anything further than that now, but just if it's something that strikes your fancy, be on the lookout for it. Thank you, Adam. Yes, sir?
You have to come up.
If you come up and you'd use if you can use that one, will be name and address, sir.
Nick Radke, 10 Van Orden Lane, Greenwood Lake. We originally had a K-turn on Van Orden Lane, which went away when we did the water line in 2017. I'm requesting you guys can do a little research and try to get the K-turn.
So Van Orden Lane, help me out a little bit. You just drive all the way to the end?
It's a dead-end road.
Right, okay. Okay.
And I have a little bit of a map here. I mean, you guys can do what you need to do, but there was a K-turn there at one point in time, and I think it's time with the traffic that we need to get it back in there.
Okay, and so when you come out of your driveway, so the K-turn will be used by people who don't live there or live there, or anybody?
Emergency vehicles. People are
Okay.
backing in and out of our driveway all the time.
And what happened? How was it taken away?
When
I know
they
the
did
road
the
you're talking
water
about, but I
line,
haven't been
they
there.
continued the new fence straight from one end of the road to the other, and
Okay.
they just abandoned the K-turn.
Okay, well, let me take a look at it.
Yeah.
People turning around in your driveway now
Correct.
as a result from that.
Yes.
having a
Okay.
K-turn,
Yes.
So it's
Okay,
a
I think
nuisance.
it's beneficial for everybody.
I'll take a look at it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah. Either tomorrow or Friday. I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick.
Anybody else privilege of the floor? Thank you.
Yeah, you too, Nick. Thanks, Danny.
Okay, resolutions. Just give me a second here to. Brian, on these bands, I have to read the whole thing or just,
It's usually just.
59 and 58 and 59, that's all.
Is there like a be it resolved part?
Yeah.
Yeah, just read the be it resolved?
Yeah, you don't have to read the whole.
Okay, thank you.
Be it resolved.
Okay.
If everybody has it, Mayor, you don't have to read it at all, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll kind of do it the way, this way we have a little something on the record. Okay. Resolution 51. Be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake authorizes the renewal of building permit number 2340. This was in our correspondence. This person got, little, it's a first permit renewal. They're just looking to continue work for another 6 months. It's pretty common. Do I have a,
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Beth,
I'll second that.
Trezino, all aye.
aye. Be it resolved, authorizing issuance of bid documents for refuse removal services in the Village of Greenwood Lake, IWS. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Cellier,
Seconded.
Beth, all aye.
Aye. Resolution number 53, be it resolved that the Village Board of Village of Green Lake authorizes the mayor to execute intermunicipal agreement with the town of Warwick in regards to grant writing services. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Trezino,
Second.
Cellier, all aye.
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 Be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake authorizes the mayor to execute intermunicipal agreement with the town of Warwick in regards to DPW service. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Beth,
I'll second.
Cellier, all aye.
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 Resolution 55, be it resolved, the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake authorizes the renewal of building permit number 22-164. Same scenario, just to keep on moving. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Beth,
Second.
Trezino, all aye.
Aye.
Okay, here's the big one there, Adam. Resolution 56, be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake hereby authorizes the purchase and installation of a village-wide camera system, and be it further resolved that the funding for this project shall be provided through a tech grant monies awarded to the village, with a total expenditure not to exceed $114,375. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trezino,
Gladly seconded.
Cellier, all aye.
Aye. Resolution 57, be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake authorizes the hiring of Patrick Duggan as a part-time police officer at rate of $32.46 per hour. Motion?
I'll make the motion. I just have a question. Is he getting that black car back?
Black card's seen its last good day, but.
Okay. He's not getting a new car, okay?
I think that car's gonna go to auction.
Okay.
I'll make the motion. Sorry.
Okay, no.
All right, Cellier,
I'll second it.
Trezino, second, all aye.
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 Resolution number 58, be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Green Lake, by a favorable vote of not less than 2/3 of all members of the said Board of Trustees, as follows. The Village of Green Lake and the County of New York is hereby authorized to acquire a vehicle including related equipment for use by the police department. The estimated maximum cost thereof, including preliminary costs and costs incidental thereto, and the financing thereof is $65,000, and the said amount is hereby appropriated for such purposes.
Just one question before we put it. We're moving away from the hybrids, right? Or is this?
This was moving away from the hybrid.
Yeah, we're moving away from the
Because
hybrids.
we had a big discussion. Just wanna
Yes,
make sure.
yes, this is
Okay. So we're not.
there's a regular gas vehicle.
Yeah, we had some
Yeah.
issues with.
We had issues,
The continual idle.
yeah.
It's not really designed to do that, come to find out, that's how they sold it though. But, they're not really designed for that, they're meant to be driven, recharged. When it's sitting at idle and it's going on, off, it can't handle that. And we have a vehicle right now up at Leo Katie's, where thank God it's covered under warranty, blew the motor right out of it, cracked the casing. So they just got the motor in, they have to put that, they're expecting it to be up there another month, so.
Which is actually faster than we originally thought. But anyway, so to
Yeah,
answer your
yeah.
question, yes, we're getting away, we're going back to regular gas.
I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that this.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, it is. Okay, the motion's out there.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Okay, Trezino,
Seconded.
Beth, all aye.
Aye.
All right. Resolution 59, be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Greenwood Lake, Village of Greenwood Lake in the County of Orange in New York is hereby authorized to undertake boiler upgrades at the DPW facility. The estimated maximum cost thereof, including preliminary costs and costs incidental thereto, and the financing thereof is $25,000. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Cellier,
I'll second that.
okay, Trezino, all aye.
Aye.
Are we doing the thing with the heating change? We're gonna do that as a
Yeah,
resolution?
hold on, I
Yeah.
got that for you.
We have one late resolution. Okay. Basically, number 60, it's a motion to change the March Village Board meeting date from Wednesday, March 18th, no, March 19th to March 12th, and that is due to the village elections coinciding with that. So the meeting will be moved up 1 week. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Beth, Salier, all aye.
Aye. Okay, do I have a motion to pay all audited bills?
Make the motion.
Second that.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I gotta skip to that page. There we go. All right. Salier, Trezino? All aye.
Aye. Like to have a motion to accept the minutes from December 18th, 2024 Village Board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Beth,
Second.
Salier, all aye.
Aye.
All right. We don't have any budget amendments, correct?
Nope.
We are not going to executive session for anything, so I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting, and our next regular village board meeting will be February 19th at 6 p.m. Workshop followed by general board meeting. Do I have a
I'll
motion?
make the motion to adjourn.
Beth,
Second.
Salier? All aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned at 7:37. Thank you all.